right, welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lech, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Hit that like and subscribe, and let's party. Oh, hold on. Oh, struggle streaming already. We got Opus in the building. What's good, Opus? Welcome. There we go. Welcome to the party. Portland is in shambles, guys. Portland is in shambles. And the poll for the live viewers is Portland salvageable? And Opus says only if they quit voting Democrat and their insane crime policies. I feel like the crime thing is the same for every top 100 populous cities in the country. I completely agree with that. And so we have a video here from Tyler Olivera, who I was not really too familiar with before this video, but struggle streaming hard. What are we doing? But he has balls. He went right into downtown Portland and with just a social worker there and getting some ish. So let's check it out. As always, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know. Yup. No sound. All right. Thank you, Dan. Welcome. Well, take 3. Oh, man. Struggle streaming hard. Welcome to the party, Dan Jensen. So, yeah, all they're saying is that this, the guy that they were showing who was on TV for a second, he is a social worker, and his whole life mission is to save the city before it's too late. Welcome to the party, Dan!
Too late.
I'm born and raised Portland, Oregon. I've worked in social services a couple of decades now, primarily working with the homeless. I have watched as this has grown into a legitimate crisis. I believe we can solve this with just applying a little bit of common sense, a little effort, and a lot of passion.
Sounds like those things should have been implemented a little bit before, but okay.
Those are 2 fentanyl users right there. So we're already in kind of the heart of it. In this 1 block radius, there's at least 50 camps. You're going to see a lot of overdoses out here. I carry Narcan, which is an opioid blocker. Because of Measure 110, this decriminalized all drug use. It's now just an open air drug scene. Well, smash and grabs are very common in Portland. We have a lawlessness city now. We have cops that can't even pursue. They're not even really allowed to because it's not serious enough. And we're going to walk past the Chinese garden here to an encampment.
So real quick, that little thing that he had, Narcan, if you're not familiar, it's something that just, if you're overdosing on an opiate, then it will just block the receptors in your mind and it'll just shoot you right out of it. And I actually saw a video, I believe it was in Portland, where a guy was overdosing and somebody had the Narcan, they gave it to him. And this addiction is so bad that the dude who was literally dying got angry. He was like, yo, you messed up my high, bro. And of course, homeless people pour not, deep pockets. So he probably spent all the money for his day on that high, was going to kill him. And it seems like in that moment, he would rather have died than lose that high. And, it's just growing. That population is growing and growing and growing. Who says, except you'll get swung on if you try to use it. Yep, exactly.
In any major encampment, there's a mayor, which is a homeless person who's in charge of the encampment. I'm going to introduce you to one of the mayors. Be a little discreet with the camera until we say hi. So I don't know these two. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Put that.
Like even bringing a camera at all. Because I don't know how big the camera the guy is holding, but it can't be that small. I know they make smaller cameras now, but even if it's a GoPro, I mean, that's ballsy.
Kevin?
Yikes.
Yeah, you guys, I'm
all right, well then, we walk away. Well, I've been here longer than you, brother. Hey, man, I'm Kevin.
Talk about balls. Damn, this social worker is like, yo, I'm the king of these streets. All right.
Well, Kevin is bold right now.
Yeah,
for real.
Wait, he don't live here.
Oh, did he move?
He's this canine. Now get on.
Where's Canine?
I don't know.
Let's go. You are the boldest man I've ever met in my life. I'm going to be honest.
So what it appears is that we have a leadership change, and I noticed that right away because I didn't recognize them.
The new mayor's been reelected.
Either he's been reelected or he just took the office. You know,
what was the likelihood of him?
He was either elected or he took the office. I think you guys can imagine what that means.
Him using physical violence to beat her out.
Yeah, I'd say there was a high likelihood.
Yeah.
He did have his knife out, and luckily we got away. Yeah, I've been here multiple times the last couple years, and I've built a really strong rapport with these people. And I've only been gone here for a week. I know of a homeless camp that's about 1.5 miles from here, and a guy has shotguns in the trees where if you step the wrong place, it's going to shoot you.
And this was the moment I realized Kevin is insane.
How many other times have you been assaulted?
I've been stabbed twice. I've been punched multiple times. I've had needles shoved into my back, hypodermic needles, so I had to get tested for HIV.
And guys, this is what it takes. This is what it takes to even make a dent. How many people are willing to put themselves in this situation? This is what it takes. People on the ground, people walking into these encampments where they have their own ecosystem that you are not a part of. Yet everybody who's not on this block is going to vote for all the policies that is going to cause that stuff and then cry about, oh, we have to treat the unhoused like this, that, and the other. It's like, well, maybe they wouldn't be unhoused if you didn't vote the way you did.
I had a guy try to cut my head off with a machete last year. He chased me full speed, and the only reason I lived is because I dove last second as he swung. And after we called the police and he was arrested, he said, I was trying to kill you because I wanted to be murdered by the police. So I got hit once. He was upset I was filming him. The reason why I was filming him is because he was committing a crime, right? Punched me again, knocked me to the ground, got hit in the head, got kicked, and then he walked away.
Jesus.
This, again, all I can think to say is this is what it takes. This is what it takes. And this is just one guy making a tiny little dent. I don't think this can be saved, guys. I think this is a failed government experiment.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you know, they're hearing voices, command voices that might say, I need to kill Tyler.
After hearing how many times Kevin's nearly been killed out here doing this, we went downtown to talk to some drug addicts to figure out how this all happened.
So what's going on here? Is this fentanyl use?
Well, I'm going to go talk with him really quick.
Okay, this looks like someone's stripping, potentially.
He is wilding, and they're blurring stuff, so I'm going to assume he's nude.
Hey, I'm with my friends. I was wondering if you would want to talk to him for a second for $5. Is this something you would want to do, dear? No? Okay. So this is, you know, she is severely mentally ill. She's holding a fentanyl pipe, and as you see, her pants are completely down.
Oh, I see. I did not notice that.
And, you know,
You didn't notice that?
Stop the cat.
she really is someone who needs serious mental health treatment, and it's not. She's not getting it out here. So fentanyl has completely replaced almost all other drugs.
Yeah.
It got really popular the last couple of years. Started, we think, in Philadelphia.
Origin point is Philadelphia.
Shout out to Philly. That's where both my older brother and my younger sister and their significant others live. In the heart of Philadelphia. Just saying.
Philadelphia, Kensington, where we went?
That's what we believe. Trink and Fetty really started there. We just because he used needles.
So what's going on here?
He seems to be symptomatic, so I'll go say hi to him and see if I can offer him a cigarette. Right?
These two people as well seem to be tripping, doing fentanyl or what?
Yeah, and right in front of, you know, a bar and grill.
Bar and grill.
A lot of businesses around here are closed down because of the crime, because of the drug use. This is my friend Tyler.
How you doing?
I see you're holding a fentanyl straw. Do you want to share with me when you started using fentanyl? Almost everybody on the streets now are using fentanyl.
Are they really?
Yeah.
How long you been out here?
A while. I don't remember the exact date.
Yeah, I mean, when you're homeless, like when you don't have things to do, it can be very easy to lose track of time in general. And I mean, if this is making you as sad as it is making me, you will definitely find a home at the Indian Jesus Discord server where the party never ends. That's right, 24/7. We are in there hanging out. And after every single live stream, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we go in for the after party, a live discussion where you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You are on screen with me, whether you want to cam up or not. We are all there having a good time. It's free. Link below. Join now.
How long?
Okay.
Well, let me ask you, is anybody out here helping you get off the streets?
Nope.
Take care of yourself,
True.
man.
How you
My
doing, sir?
bad.
So you're doing fentanyl right now, yeah?
I was loading some speed.
Do you do any other drugs besides speed?
Yeah, I mean, I do drugs occasionally.
Okay. What are we talking?
Whatever
here?
you got.
Fentanyl?
Mushrooms, LSD. I like MDMA, MDA, 2CB, 2CC7, 2CI, 2CE.
It's a lot of drugs, yeah.
That literally is what I was gonna say. That is a lot of drugs.
People out here approaching you and offering help, you know, like outreach workers.
So you feel like no one's really giving you help out here?
When you're homeless, you have to like have a house to get a job.
Sure.
Mhm. That's probably one of the biggest issues with being homeless or unhoused is that you're at, it's not just that you're homeless, it's the fact that you are at a disadvantage to get out of that situation. You have to have you have to be clean in order to get a job. You have to have an address to get a job. You have to have a mail, history, like a mailing address, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Dan Jensen. Of course, every single super chat comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you so much, Dan. Shout out to Dan for sponsoring the stream. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated.
You can't do it the other way around. Be able to shower before work. You have to know that you're going to be able to sleep and get up at that time.
Are you afraid to be out here at night?
I mean, sometimes like a week ago, I was sleeping in my sleeping bag, and I set up to someone yelling at me, and he started socking me in the face. I couldn't walk the other day, and they took me to the hospital, and they like kicked me out. And I had an episode where I couldn't even get up at the hospital, and they're just like, bye. I felt very underwhelmed and underappreciated.
People out here.
Overwhelmed and underappreciated. Yeah.
He's breathing unnaturally. You okay, brother? You okay?
He's dying right now.
You okay, bro?
Yeah,
He's falling asleep.
he deep breathes.
Okay.
And like seriously,
Yeah.
these cold nights that we've had,
Yeah.
if people weren't high out here, they'd die.
These cold nights that we're having. If people weren't high, they would die. Now, I don't really know the science of how that works. I know that the whiskey blanket is a myth. And I definitely know the warmth of being on opiates. But that is a scary sentence. That is a scary sentence.
From freezing.
Well, thank you for your time, Johnny. Appreciate it.
The situation for these homeless seemed brutal, but how did Portland get to this point? As
Democrats.
we walked around the corner, I saw another guy injecting a needle into his arm.
My name's Tyler, Jay. Good to meet you. Jay, what are you shooting up here? Xylazine? No.
Good old-fashioned white boy meth.
Got it.
How long you been out here? How long you been homeless in Portland?
I've been homeless since 96.
96? Bro, that's almost 30 years. That's almost 30 years. And he doesn't even look that much older than 30, given, I mean, he looks older than 30, but not like someone who does meth that's older than 30. He can't be, I mean, he can't be older than 40. That's crazy. And what is anybody doing about this? People will talk about how much they care, but what is anybody doing? Other than our boy Kevin here, who's a one-man band. I mean, as much as anybody else is like, oh my goodness, it's so terrible, it's so bad. Like, I'm right there with you. But what is it that anybody can do at this point? We've gone so far down the wrong road that acceptance and corrections need to be made. Those corrections cannot be made unless somebody, and a lot of people, admit that we're going the wrong way. Because we need to turn around and go back the way we came from. But everybody just wants to keep on marching.
So 1996.
Jay, how dangerous is it out here on these streets?
It's gotten a lot worse. Just in the last year, I've seen 3 different shootings where somebody's been shot and killed.
Hey, brother.
How you guys doing?
Number one thing homeless people need.
You think it's housing?
Yeah,
17,000 ghost houses in this city.
And most are telling us that no one's out here really approaching you all.
Stealing everybody's stuff.
You have people
Oh, hold on 1 second. We
steal
good?
from you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's the biggest
Dan Jensen says your government would rather send all your money to Ukraine.
Bingo.
Oh, then that's crazy. You need other people in charge. Facts. And I mean, it's not the whole country, because this is certainly not what it looks like anywhere I've ever lived or ever seen, for that matter. And I've been in some crappy areas of Jersey. I mean, you know, look up Newark or Camden or Trenton or Elizabeth. Those are not fun places. You don't want to be there after dark. I've been to New York City. And I mean, you know, not super recently, but it's not this. It's not this. It's not the whole country. It's specific areas of the country that live under the regime of people who allow this stuff to happen.
They are the worst. Rapid response goes into people's camps, gives them 72 hours to get out.
Damn.
And if they're not out in that 72 hours, they take everything they own and they got to start over again.
I mean, they don't have much to begin with, but all the more reason why you need everything that you have. If you don't have much, then everything that you have means everything to you. And because you're just, you know, you're trying to live, and I'm not saying that it's like as much sympathy as I might have for some of these people. I obviously understand that we can't be perpetuating this homelessness. And when it gets to a point where like there's just so much that the only rational, quote unquote, rational thing is going in and just cleaning people up from this corner, moving them down to that corner, and just, you know, shuffling everybody around, we messed up. Dan is right. Dan is absolutely right.
Shouldn't be anybody homeless right now. Yeah. $3.2 billion. If I had that money, I bought all those houses and gave it every person that needed a home.
Now, we've talked at length about how just giving a home to a homeless person is not necessarily a solution. Most of the people, we were talking about this in Discord, actually. Link below, join, it's free. So we were talking about how essentially there's 3 reasons that somebody would be homeless. That they are lazy, and they just don't want to do anything. They are mentally ill, and or they are a drug addict. So some combination of the 3 or one of the 3 is causing people to not want to live a life where they can live in a home. And I'm sure there's a significant amount of people that if we just put them in a home and got them started, they'd be great. But for the vast majority, that's just not the case. Hey, we got Iridium Kush in the building. Welcome to the party. So I was recently on business travel to Portland. I did not stay anywhere near downtown. Stayed over the river in Vancouver. And I bet it was a lot prettier than what we're seeing here, wasn't it? Because it's not even just like the state. It's not even the whole state. It's not the whole county. It's literally like 1 or 2 blocks where everybody coagulates. And it just becomes the homeless encampment. It's crazy.
Once you give them the home, what happens next with the drug price?
That's up to them. It's going to take at least 5 years for them to get adjusted.
Okay.
That's a great point. It's going to take them 5 years at least to get adjusted. And I think that is just across the river, and it's completely different. And that's always how it is, because you have the liberal elites, and then in those same towns you have a much bigger discrepancy, and it's just insane. But so not only are we talking about having to buy homes for everybody, but now we have to make sure we have to have a Kevin to be with each one of those homeless people for 5 years, day in and day out, to help them get adjusted. That's not something that can be done. That's not realistic at all.
Okay, so what if they don't pay their bills and they fall further into addiction and use the homes or destroy it?
That's the risk with dealing with humans.
I'm an addict.
Yeah.
I've been out here 48 years homeless off and on.
While the homeless here clearly felt left behind by the city, what led to so many of them ending up on the streets in the first place?
Have a great day. Thank you for sharing.
Question.
Yeah, hey brother, does your family know you're here? No? Okay. How old are you? You're 22?
22 years old. 22 years old. That's not an ironic, sad violin. That is completely unironic. That's horrifying. 22? 22.
Okay. But you know, you can recover from this. You know this, right? You know how to get into a shelter? Try to go into a shelter tonight and see how it works. Will you? Please?
With a 22-year-old kid on the streets, barely able to speak anymore,
And willing to go to the shelter. How many of you actually think that that specific guy is going to be fine? Maybe. Probably not, though.
Common sense would argue drugs have an obvious and major role in this homelessness crisis. But what is the city doing to help this?
So Kevin, you said the shelters, so there are places these people could go to?
The shelters, you get stolen from more in the shelters than you do out here. You can live in a tent in a park, or you can go to a shelter where there's 91 bunk beds in one large room with no air conditioning, where people are coughing all night. There's some people living right under here, and I just want to introduce you to them if they're still here. So
it smells immediately like.
I know.
Hey there, how you doing, man? I noticed you have a suitcase. Is that how you used to carry all your things? Do you move from place to place every night?
Yeah, it's just a blanket, some cans.
How easy is it to get your hands on fentanyl out here?
Oh, it's got to be the easiest thing about their lives. The easiest thing about their lives has to be the drugs that they're getting. That has to be it.
Oh, crazy.
And you know what this is, of course.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to use one of these on yourself or someone else? Or
Somebody's had to use it on me like 5 times.
5 times. 5 times. So again, we're talking about these, putting these people in these ghost homes, as the dude called it. But at what point do we say, look, it's simply not worth the money. If you are going to make these choices, we cannot put you in the position to hurt other people, to bring down property values, to bring drugs around, all of this kind of stuff. There's a reason things are the way they are.
how many times have you tried to quit?
No, I need to be really honest with you. This isn't going to last. You're not going to last another year or two out here, brother.
I'm not.
You'll be dead in a year if you don't stop. Know this, right? Please. Would you go into a shelter, or go into treatment or detox?
I go to shelter.
I mean, there's a shelter right here.
I know where it is.
I know where it is. It's not a matter of awareness. It's not like there's a shelter. There's resources here for me to help. Oh, finally. I didn't know. That's not the case. He's like, yeah, I know where it is. And I choose to sit right here. That's the reality of it.
Okay, right on.
So we see a lot of people in wheelchairs with the unable to walk that are stuck out here homeless.
Okay.
And they're, of course, the ones being victimized more than anybody.
There's one part I want you guys to see. Well, all right, let's just go to...
Actually true. This is neglect. Yeah.
Let's go.
So that was a gunshot.
Okay, let's go.
So let's go.
So how often do you hear gunshots?
Get out of there.
Flipped.
Well,
Someone just got shot, you think?
I don't know, but that was a gunshot.
Okay,
I don't know, but let's get the F out of here. So that one piece, and let's see what we got over here. Come on.
I have seen a lot of downtown businesses really.
So they're asking people who work the businesses around Portland, around that downtown Portland, what has it been like before the decriminalization of all these drugs and after? So let's run this back a little.
place changed.
People running around, they're really happy in the morning, just losing their shit in the afternoon.
Yeah. How does this place change after today?
There are quite a lot of wandering people who don't have homes that do spend a lot of time here.
Definitely have seen a lot of downtown businesses really struggling, not necessarily with the legalization of drugs, but just people camping in their doorways.
Have you?
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What else would you expect? What else would you expect? And I bet you all of these people voted for Biden.
Been in Portland for many years?
My whole life.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. So you've seen Portland before decriminalization and after?
Sure.
Have you seen any impact on downtown or? Okay.
I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Oh, okay. You too. Okay, we're.
So again, we have more liberal. You know that there's a problem. You know that there's a problem. I'm not going to answer that, okay? Because this is Portland, and we like to keep Portland weird. And to us, weird means crazy homeless encampments and fentanyl all over the streets. Okay.
Noticing some general resilience, but
well, there is, because about 60% of the people voted for this measure. They're not going to change their opinion.
I feel like the decriminalization of drugs turned into the decriminalization of crime. You know, when you need help, it's the police don't show up.
Do you support the decriminalization of drugs here?
Yeah, of course I do, because it's no longer like
the jails aren't filling up with junkies.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. And that is a good thing. That it's not helping the country to just throw junkies in jail. But it's also not helping to just let them to enable their lifestyle. So it's not a simple, easy fix as so many people want to make it seem. It just doesn't work that way.
drugs aren't bad. They're just preferred for the people that can properly use them.
Do you use drugs harder than out here?
Unfortunately, yes. I take breaks.
Okay.
And not everyone can do that.
Smart man. Smart man. I take breaks, and not everyone can. I will maintain that that is the only reason that I never had to graduate to heroin in my addiction, because I would take breaks, and not everybody can.
Here, I mean, people are still dying. I died last week.
I
got
died
hit with a
last
Narcan,
week.
or
Yes.
it doesn't work very well? Said it didn't work.
I had to have injectable.
Okay, and you almost died?
I did die.
Oh, you died and you were brought back. Does that scare you, or does it lead you to be like, damn, I should stop using, or is it just so hard to the withdrawal syndromes or whatnot?
All three.
And so notice how the phraseology that they're using, that not I almost died. No, I died. I was dead. Now, I don't like that in general, like, but usually it's in a religious context. We're like, oh, I had a near-death experience and I saw God, but whatever. But the fact that the regular Narcan that goes up the nose didn't even work means that she's probably been hit with it a bunch of times and has built up a tolerance to the Narcan itself. And so even that, which was a huge lifesaver, literally, for so many drug addicts, is now becoming less and less and less and less effective, because it's not addressing the problem. It's just addressing the symptoms.
We've both died a couple times. That's why we've chosen not to mess with fentanyl anymore.
Sure. Hi there.
My name's Catherine. I'm currently unhoused because my wallet, ID, and phone were stolen a few months ago. It is impossible to get an ID when you
Come on.
are homeless. I want to work a job. I want to live inside. I was thrown out of my parents' house. I didn't use. They kicked me out for being queer and openly coming out to them. And then I had one argument with her. I told her to F off. The next day, she bought me a Greyhound ticket, sent me here. I have nothing. It's been 3 months since then. I was reported missing by someone on my TikTok account, not by them. They know where I am. They sent me here to be homeless, to die on the streets.
Now, I mean, it's just so multifaceted that, again, I have to stress that people who are acting like, oh, just put the people in homes. You are stupid. You are stupid. You are too dumb for this if that's how you think this is going to be solved. So the last thing I want to show you guys is the high life of actually, let's go back a little bit here. The high life of what is homelessness in Portland. Dan says no accountability. Exactly right. So they're going over to
assaulted them in the first place. But what about the homeless people who have moved to the outskirts of Portland? What's going on here?
Now we're going from the downtown part to the outskirts of Portland.
This is the infamous long line of RVs. We're going to be able to count at least 100 of them.
Yep. Look at all these RVs.
Where are the services that help these people? The fact that there's families out here stuck in RVs in the middle of summer is just really unacceptable.
As we drove past hundreds of RVs with homeless families living in cars, I realized that homeless people were living anywhere here to survive.
There was a couple families living in these tunnels that kind of go underground Portland.
Okay, but even among the homeless, hierarchies, status, and power have developed in unexpected ways.
People are gonna be people. Like we saw in that other encampment, there was a new mayor, and when there's no police around, then people will organize in an anarchistic way. And that can go well or that can go not so well. But clearly in Portland, when you add the decriminalization of all drugs without the resources to roll out how that can work without making things worse, you're going to get this.
All right, we've made it.
Right across the way, these are $1 million condos. It's where the homeless live, and they have the identical.
So, Iridium, is this where you were talking about? Kind of, is that the exact river that you were staying across from?
It's really incredible architecture. Anybody home?
So these are homes that these guys have built. These people have built.
So no one's home.
Probably not.
Is it risky for us to be here?
Well, yeah, I don't want to invade their space too much.
There's like a machete and an axe right there. All right, let's get out of here. And they've kind of finessed the system by not buying $1 million property over here and just, you know, building one instead.
Yeah. So this is literally tens of thousands of pieces of driftwood, and someone has tunneled in, and there's a camp inside of here.
You go in. Look at that. It's like a beaver dam.
That's crazy.
But human-sized.
And they have boats right here to go on the water and explore.
This would be like a 600-foot, one-bedroom apartment.
So how many people do you think live in these communities with max capacity?
I believe about 15.
15. So this is truly the upper elite, the Bill Gates of the homeless out here. Full-on mega mansion, bike in there, mayor presumably of this community.
And what makes this extra special is he's the only one with a pier.
Oh, it's beautiful. This place right here, pristine,
fancy,
beautiful, and then a nice access point to a nice little ocean view.
The detail, look at the bricks.
Oh my God, you're right.
Detail, that's...
Hey, we got Lars and Rune in the building. Welcome to the party. Said, watch this yesterday, and I'm not surprised. After Nick Johnson, the Nick Johnson channel showed Portland homeless 6 months ago. Yeah, so this one's a little bit more recent from a few days ago, but it's only been getting worse, brother. It's only been getting worse. And so I just want to show you guys the rest of this, but this is actually a perfect place to pause it right here. You can see that they actually, we're in one of the higher, the upper echelon of homeless encampments, quote unquote. And they're on the beach, they're on the river, I mean, and they have even, not just built overhead structures, but they have mason work here. Look at this.
Ocean view.
The detail, look at the bricks.
Oh my God, you're right.
Detail, that's crazy. Incredible.
This is crazy. It's very creative what they've done out here. Sure.
These are huge.
So that does speak a lot to the idea that, homeless people aren't necessarily completely useless to society. That's not necessarily the case. It is the case in a lot of them, but it's just not simple. People who are trying to simplify this are hurting the homeless community.
It doesn't matter who you voted for. Can't we all work together?
Holy fuck, scared the shit out of me, dude.
Say if you want real change, vote differently. Okay. Vote for the candidates, vote for the people with common sense ideas, the ones actually make a difference.
So how could anyone watching help you on your mission?
Well, I have a Twitter page, Kevin V. Dahlgren.
Take a screenshot or go follow him if you care.
Or just type Kevin Dahlgren and homeless and you're going to find me. And then truthonthestreets.org is my website. Okay. And of course, I have a YouTube channel called Truth on the Streets.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Truth on the Streets. Shout out to them and shout out to Tyler Olivera. Like I said, guys, this one is a little bit dark. It is a little bit of a darker party today. And, it's sad that so many people are not only living this way, but are happy living this way, are choosing to live this way, and that people are voting for others to continue living this way. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, and I wish there was more that we could do. But as long as people are fighting for these policies, all we can do is be a stopgap. So I don't have much for you after that. But I do think it's important that we show that it's not as simple as, people are unhoused, so if we put them in a house, then they'll be housed, and it's all going to be perfect. No. So thank you so much again to Dan Jensen for sponsoring this stream once again. Thank you, Opus, for coming through, for Iridium for coming through, for Lars and Rune for coming through, and shout out to the Replay Gang. Well, technically this isn't a live one of the regular shows, so not really the Replay Gang, but the Replay Gang, shout out to you. And if you've made it this far in the video, then you can get a shout out in the next video with the secret word. Comment down below the secret word, which is going to be Portland. Comment Portland for a shout out in the next video. Thank you so much for partying with us. Once again, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.